Hello and welcome. My name is Brooke McCarthy, and this is Minimum Viable Marketing Plan. So, you are in the right place if you're a freelancer, a coach, a consultant in professional services, and you're wanting to earn a consistent 10K plus months. You're willing to challenge your beliefs, your thoughts, and opinions about marketing, and specifically about marketing yourself. You're ready to embrace your strengths and lean into your difference. You're allergic to hype, fluff, and playing follow the leader. And you know the power of small habits, rituals, and routines, and are happy to do a little a day every day. So, what we're going to talk about is that posting content on the internet is not enough. It needs to be the right content. There's a lot of people posting content right now, right? It's pretty straightforward, easy, and low cost or no cost to get yourself onto the internet. But that doesn't necessarily mean that business will be booming. So we need to post content that draws a line between your helpful, useful, valuable content and what you're selling. And then this content will work to create a mutual admiration society between you and your ideal clients until you've created a client-led approach to creating new services, marketing those services, and selling those services online. So, a little bit about me before we kick off. My name is Brooke McCarthy. I'm a digital marketing trainer as well as a business coach with 17 years' experience on the internet. I've been in business for 14 years now, which makes me happily unemployable, hopefully for the rest of my life. And my partner is also self-employed. We both work from home here in Sydney, Australia, with our two young girls. So I train and coach values-based small business owners who would far rather just do the work than talk about it. So generally speaking, my clients don't love marketing. They don't even like it really when they come into contact with me for the first time. Then I equip and empower owners to say something worth listening to and do something worth talking about. And noodle soup is my love language. On a good day, on a bad day, any day is a good day for noodle soup. So the first principle of this talk today is that stop-start marketing leads to stop-start cash flow. And it's a really, really, really common mistake that business owners make is they market, they get clients, they get busy, they do the work, they stop marketing because they're busy doing the work. The project finishes, the client goes away, and they're back to the start. This is not smart. So instead, what I'd love you to consider is that consistent marketing means consistent leads, means consistent clients, and consistent cash flow. This is an everyday ritual, routine, and a habit. It is not something that you need to make a big deal about. It's not something you need to hype yourself up about. It's not something that only happens when you're dead quiet and desperate. That's the worst time to market yourself. It is a little a day, every single day, in the same way that you brush your teeth twice a day. Without thinking about it, you just do it. I would love you to adopt the same rituals, routines, and habits with marketing. So, what is this minimum viable marketing plan exactly? Well, first, one piece of long form content published on your website every single month. Now, over time, this will mean that your website becomes a major asset of your business. I want you to think about your website and your online business as Netflix or Binge or Disney or any number of those channels. You want somebody to come into your orbit, they find you somehow, they come into your world, and then they're consuming content because they're so overawed by how awesome you are. Every month, one mass email to your list 2 to 3 social media channels, any fewer than 2. So one social media channel is too risky. More than 3 is too many, unless, of course, you're a digital marketing trainer, such as myself. You need to limit your focus and certainly take shortcuts within that. So 2 to 3 social media channels, updated 3 to 5 times a week, every week. And then in addition, we've got everyday reach outs. Now, let me talk you through this in a bit more detail. So the long form content is an asset you're building over time. And over time, this website will continue to draw people to your business. So your website should be a lead generating, client generating machine that's talking with thousands of people and keeping up with thousands of conversations and relationships while you're sleeping. The best of what you do should be on your website, not scattered on YouTube or on other people's websites. You want to make sure that you've got a really solid archive of useful, valuable, relevant information. Email, hands down, the best return on investment of every single digital marketing channel, year after year after year. And it is one of the most straightforward and easiest of the channels as well. From a technical perspective, it's pretty straightforward, right? It's certainly not as sophisticated as webinars or, some of the more kind of high-tech stuff that we can do with digital. Now, social media, of course, can be a massive time suck. It's very easy to get pulled into the Instagram, Facebook time space vortex and lose days, hours, definitely. So you can free yourself using my social media freedom system and make sure that you're doing it quickly and easily. I'm going to talk about that in a bit more detail on the next slide. And then the last part, those everyday reach outs. This is about building networks so that you're reaching new people who've never heard of you. You're borrowing other people's audiences through building your own network of allies, collaborators, confidants, advocates, and ambassadors. And that can look like all kinds of different things. So as a trainer, for example, I've trained on plenty of other people's programs. I've spoken on stages, spoken at conferences, face-to-face as well as online. And that's one small example of how you might get in front of new audiences through your network of people. A couple of further tips. So what is this long form content? The long form content is leading your whole marketing. This is the starting point. And before that, think about every single month of the year from January to December having a theme, and having a theme that relates to what you're selling. And if you're only selling one service, that's fine. There's still different aspects of that service. Yeah, you can kind of divide that service into chunks and talk to each of those different aspects. So your long form content shouldn't just be useful and helpful. It should directly relate to what you're selling, because there's plenty that you could do, but only some things that you should do from a marketing and sales perspective if you want your efforts to actually generate sales. So treat your next tip in relation to email is to treat your email subscribers as your VIP. So what does that mean? Be vulnerable, open up, share some information. Don't be so formal with your email writing, with your email marketing. You've got to give a little bit more of yourself so that people have an incentive to stay on your email list and not unsubscribe and just follow you on the socials. You want to use scheduling and self-binding to use social media effectively. So that's one part of my social media freedom system, is to use scheduling. Yeah, we do not need to be deluding ourselves, telling ourselves, oh, I'm on here for marketing purposes, I'm on here for business purposes, when really we're just spending a whole lot of time lurking and looking and not creating. We should be creating and consuming in equal measures. So use self-binding, and self-binding is what we do when we don't buy our favorite chocolates or sweets, because we know if they're in the house, we're going to eat them and we don't want to be eating them. So do the same thing with social media, and that might mean using apps to stop yourself accessing social channels, or perhaps putting your phone in a different room. Number 4, as it relates to everyday reach outs, please follow your curiosity. I'm not saying make friends with people that you don't like. That is not what networking should be about, right? We don't need to be spending our precious time with people that we don't really like and who don't really get us. There are plenty of good people on the internet. So follow your curiosity. If you are genuinely interested, if you're watching somebody on Instagram, for example, and you're like, that person looks curious, I think we'd get along, then don't just lurk and, you know, heart their stuff. Actually genuinely reach out. Don't just say hi, but take it further. Organize a Zoom date, organize a catch up, you know, turn these online people into real life friends. Okay, so a few common mistakes to avoid when it comes to implementing this marketing plan is that excellent long form content requires regular time invested in thinking. If you don't want to be the elevator music of the internet, saying blah, 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 and nobody sees it and nobody hears it because it's so bland and so beige and so boring that we literally scroll right past, or the algorithm stops showing our content to other people, we need to say something worth listening to. And this means we need time. We need time to think. We need time to read. We need time to reflect. We need time to consider different perspectives, to deepen our thinking, to deepen our expertise in our particular area. The second common mistake that I see, and I see this all the time from owners, is they say, I can't possibly email my list because I don't have anything that I'm promoting at the moment. I'm not selling anything this month, so I don't want to email people. That is like saying, I'm only going to call my friend when I have something that I'm selling. Yeah, I've got a favor that I'm asking, right? I'm only going to call my friend when I need a favor. And those friends aren't really friends, right? They're people who, after a while, you stop answering their calls because you know what's coming. Don't be that friend. Don't be that marketer. Yeah, you email your list at least once a month, every single month. Now, insofar as social media, there's a lot of people, you know, working hard, posting content, and it looks pretty, and there's nothing wrong with it on the surface, but you can see it's getting absolutely no engagement. If that is you, if you're posting regularly, everything looks great, and you just can't figure out why it's not working, don't keep doing the same thing. Change it up, have some fun, experiment, throw the rule book out, try something new. Yeah, we've got to try different ways of magnifying the interest of our ideal clients. We can't just, market to ourselves. That's kind of pointless, right? If it's just us and our mother seeing our posts, the whole thing is a little bit pointless. So definitely social media, of all the different marketing channels, social media will very quickly show you what's working and what's not working. And we need to put our egos to the side and realize we're not doing it for us, we're doing it for our audience. So if it's not working, try something new. Now, with everyday reach outs, the biggest mistake that I see, very, very, very common, is that capable, energetic, can-do type people tend to start businesses, right? That's one of our advantages. And that works really, really well in the first year or 2 or perhaps 3 years of business. And then after a period, that can-do independence that we are so proud of starts to turn into a liability. So what do I mean by that exactly? What I mean is that the more you open up and embrace your networks and realize that you can go far farther and far faster when you're together, when you're collaborating, when you're seeing your competitors not as competitors but as collaborators, then really you're going to start getting a massive effect, because trying to grow rapidly and trying to grow without a massive investment of cash is very difficult when you're stuck on an island trying to figure out everything by yourself. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to weave stories that inspire, inform, engage, empower, and provoke. We are trying to reach through screens and pluck the heartstrings of strangers. This is not an easy thing to do. It takes time. It takes practice. It is a skill that can absolutely be cultivated. I believe we are all born creative. Some of us are encouraged in our creativity. Some of us are discouraged, but we all have that as an innate human element of ourselves. So this is modern day marketing. This is a fantastically generous, spirited form of marketing. And if you are selling services, you are selling promises. So you have to give away your expertise to demonstrate that you actually have it in the first place, and to move beyond that kind of how-to information to weave stories as we grow and as we evolve as business owners. So the next ritual, routine, or habit I have for you is to stop resenting marketing. It's really common. I attract a lot of people who really feel extremely self-conscious when it comes to marketing. When it comes to marketing or sales, they just want to kind of hide. They want to be great at what they do generally, and they just want to focus on that and let the marketing and sales take care of itself. When we can stop resenting marketing and realize that it's a privilege, that strangers aren't dangerous, that we have a whole internet full of potential friends to make, and we can start being more generous with our knowledge, generous with our experience and our expertise, and give it away en masse via the internet, this is when our businesses will boom. If you are interested in people, if you are naturally curious, I'm not talking about introverts or extroverts here. I'm saying if you are genuinely interested in people, if you are good with people, you will be natural at sales. You will have a natural advantage. Joy powers people, powers business. This is one of my key business values. So this is not just about the joy that you are giving to other people. This is not just about the joy that is infused through your marketing. This is about you as the business owner staying inspired, staying motivated, staying interested. Your marketing could be one of the most creative, one of the most fun parts of your business. So an inconvenient reminder to leave you with is that knowing something is very different from doing something. Yeah, there is nothing more painful than listening to somebody saying, yeah, I know this, and failing to do anything about it. So let's make consistent 10K plus months your new normal.